Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Frame 5.
Afternoon, lads.
Very good afternoon, Hazel, and
John Higgins to break.
very good afternoon, everyone. And John Higgins just about to get this first frame after the mid-session interval underway. And what a cracking start to this final. Both players queuing very well. Both made a few errors, missed a few easy balls, but what a break in the last frame. 141, magnificent.
And that's something, Dennis, I'm sure you'll all agree with. He's got to compete in that department. Not been making enough breaks to win frames at one visit. Whatever happens now, Mark Selby knows he can't take any liberties. He's obviously been the best player throughout this tournament, but John Higgins, if he plays like he did against Mark Allen, this match could be very, very close. Looks like another fluke. This is his second big fluke in this match so far.
But even with that first fluke, I remember John never batted an eyelid. He just sat there, which tells me he's well focused and well up for this final, as we show you that red clinging to the cushion. I think he's left himself a chance of a double, because there was no way he could get onto a red there.
8.
But he's pretty good at doubles, Mark Selby. He's got to be a wee bit careful, because there's a red just sticking out the right side of the pack. So it'll be interesting to see if he screws it back the double rather than plan to leave the black into the other corner pocket. Yeah, he screwed it back, and it's in.
9.
The way he played that, he was never going to leave anything, and it's all about the split. It was a difficult pack to go into, unless there's a plant there.
16.
Surely he couldn't have a fluke and a plant. No.
Don't think you can quite see enough of the plant, otherwise he'd have come around and played it. Went into the pack nicely there, but I thought he could have perhaps played a little bit harder. Mark Selby is one of the best players in the world at playing this particular shot. Creates a lot of backswing. Just watch the cue ball now. He's trying to push his way through the reds. And just because there was two reds together on the right there, that's the reason it stopped. So Johnny is pretty
60.
pleased to have only been 16 points behind after that fluke.
I must admit, I thought there was going to be more tactical play, because they're two of the best safety players in the game. But of course, they're two of the game's great break builders. It's just fascinating to see how it's going to pan out, and whether there will be a little more tactical play. I wouldn't know who to pick in the tactical department, Willie. They're very evenly matched.
Absolutely. I mean, they're two of the greatest of all time. It was very interesting to listen to John Virgo and Steve and Henry talking about it before in their first 4 frames, when they were saying that Mark Selby's noticeably been playing thicker safety shots than he did against Ding Junhui. Maybe he feels that because of John Higgins is equal almost in the safety department, doesn't really want to get involved in that. He probably feels his break building slightly better.
Beautiful shot.
1.
I just noticed that John took a little bit longer when he was queuing up at that, and he hit it absolutely spot on. Didn't force it, he just stroked it beautifully. Now that angle shows you how difficult that long pot was. Now the only thing
8.
I noticed in the semi-final, John started, you know, he'd pot some cracking balls and then all of a sudden he'd miss a sitter. It's something that he's managed to eliminate from his game. And that's why he's been so successful this season. So can't afford to miss the easy ones against Mark Selby, and he'll know that.
15. $16.
The one loose red just to the right of the black there, pots in the opposite corner. Not playing that particularly well. He's been a little bit too close to the cushion for comfort, but should
20.
still pot this no problem. But he can't do an awful lot with the cue ball, and it's essential off this red he gets an angle on the next black, because all those reds are in the way of one another. And that's why it looks like he's playing the higher one of the two. He's trying to force through it. Just brought the one red into play.
24.
Just played for that red that Willie mentioned, and this time on the way through might
31.
just bring another couple into play. Looking at the angle he's left here, he could have played a cannon off the black previously there. He decided to do it this way.
$32.
Wobbled a little bit. And I think now he needs the cannon. Let me just show you the red there. He's looking at the two reds. If they're a plant, well, they look absolutely spot on.
Just had a glance to see if there are also a plant in the middle. It's unlikely. Sometimes you get a plant in the corner and in the middle, the same two balls. He'd like to finish low on the plant though, so he can bring the reds into play. Because if he finishes dead straight, he might get the double kiss on the first red.
39.
For that reason, he may just knock the pink into play.
Well, that's certainly opened the reds up as we show you the shot played with topspin. White just ran a bit further than he intended, so makes this black just a little more difficult, and he's cannon the other red.
$47.
This now becoming a great chance for John Higgins to take the lead in this match for the first time. Doesn't have to worry about the two reds on the side cushion. Now up to 93% pot success rate.
$48.
He'll win the frame just with the loose reds. The reds are out at the open.
I think he's finished almost straight on the black, but I think he can screw back. There shouldn't be a problem. He can screw back off the cushion and leave the red that's nearest to the cue ball for the same pocket as the black. So I'm not quite sure if he's straight. We'll find out very shortly as we zoom in there. Yeah. But that's a perfect picture to see him screwing back for the red. You see he's striking the white right down on the bottom. Screws back. Well, he's got the one to the middle. He decided not to play for that one. It didn't matter very.
55.
Screwed that too. The only thing is, if he had to remove that one that's to the right of the two reds, it would clear the path for the right corner.
$56.
Has he finished straight again? Slightly more difficult this time. I think if he screws straight back, he might hit the red near the cushion there. He's got a slight angle.
As he's just off straight, it may be. I know the three reds are in open play and he can get on them. I think he's going to be forced into playing the run round two cushions and try and kiss the three reds. That's what he's looking at now, what kind of kiss he can get. He'd be very unlucky to kiss them and not get on one. He won't have any idea which one he's going to get on because it's one of those shots where he may be relying on pace. So he's just deciding, do I play with the red in the middle or do I run round two cushions and try and make something happen? And this is one of those shots where you're not quite sure what's going to happen, but well, he's not played that, he's played for one in the middle. He's got one in the corner as well. I think the middle bag's not on there.
63.
He's only a couple of pots away from securing this fifth frame.
John Higgins, 63.
A very nice 63 break, but he knows against Mark Selby it might not be enough. You've got to try and finish the frame off.
That's an excellent pot.
One.
The only good news for John Higgins, if there can be any run breaking down on 63, is he put that red safe that he missed. Surely Mark Selby can't get back into this frame where the reds are.
You want to bet, Willie?
Eight.
Nice decision time. Does he just screw back a little bit to leave the half ball pink to try and move the red that's nearest the middle pocket? Or does he roll through slowly for the black? And hopefully he's got a good angle to play the similar shot. He won't be moving the red on the left-hand side and it's nearest this left-hand corner. He won't be trying to get on a colour to move that one. Now, which way is he going to play it? Black or pink? Playing for the black.
They always say there's never two frames the same. How often would you see three reds like that on the side cushion? Very rarely.
Mm. 16.
Almost straight, so. Well, he's got a slight angle. But if you try to force that red, you can miss the pot. Might just have to sacrifice just really good position.
This is where being able to play left-handed would help. Obviously Mark Selby, one of the best players in the world with the rest, but a Ronnie O'Sullivan would be playing this left-handed.
Yeah, and screwing up for the blue probably.
Can he get this cue ball away from the cushion? Very good.
17.
He'd like the cue ball in between the two reds and close to the cushion here. And that's a pretty good effort if it keeps on running. This is a tough one he's faced with, but if
24.
If he pots this and gets out onto the yellow, he can bring the difficult red into play. But what a shot this would be. That's what he was looking at. If he could pop this red and screw over to there, he'd be perfect on the yellow to bring the difficult red into play. But what a tough shot. Just having a little practice run there. But what a tough pot at that pace. Well, he got the cue ball
Selby.
where he wanted, but look
24.
But John's going to need the difficult red also.
Settle down, please. Thank you.
Yes, I suppose the reason Mark Selby played it the way he suggested, Dennis, because he thought, I've got every chance of the red going safe. But as you can see there, as we see it for the second time, the reds come back over the middle pocket.
One.
And there you see John Higgins immediately playing to try and get into a similar position that Mark Selby tried to get into, because the yellows had perfect angle to try and move the red, but it'd be very, very fortunate to knock the red over the middle pocket, because when it's that close to the middle, it's so difficult to judge.
Just needs to touch it, but didn't quite get the required spin on the cue ball there.
3.
Yes, at this level with the red, that 26-point lead's okay with colours safe. But you'd have to think whoever pots this last red's going to win the frame.
Thanks, John. John Higgins, 3.
If he'd have played it hard, he would have got the double, but of course he wouldn't have risked that. This is not straightforward to get safe. The green's in the way for the up and down.
Wow, a mini double kiss, but what a good one. I think once he seen the red coming towards the white, he thought he was going to stick it up.
That wasn't your DDK then that time, Dennis. No. Not a dreaded double kiss.
No, he's okay. He didn't want to hit it quite that thin, but he'll take it. Now Mark is very good at knocking balls safe when he's snookered, but you always need a little bit of luck as well. He'll hit this off 2 cushions, send the red up towards the yellow and brown, you would feel, and hopefully the white will come back across the table. That's what he's looking at, so he's pretty good at this type of escape. No, he didn't mean that. He's misjudged that completely. He didn't want to hit it full on, he wanted to come in behind it, and that will have cost him this 5th frame.
1.
Denise, John's wife there,
6.
so a little round of applause, and quite rightly so. She's a delightful lady, is Denise.
8.
And it was great to see John's mum here as well, Josephine. I haven't seen her for a while, so catch up with her later.
11.
This could turn out to be one of the
15.
all-time great finals because both players look to be playing well.
20.
Well, he's going to take
26.
the black as well. He wants to pot the lot. It was the earlier break of 63 that paved the way for that film. Mark Selby had a slight chance, but John Higgins gets himself into the lead. It's now 3-2.